What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Red One Radio. We live. Big F you to Leaky out there. Yes, I'm on time sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Man, I hope everybody's having a real good day. I'm having a great day, man. Got my nice cup of water for the night. Everything's going to be good. We got a special guest host all the way from that East Coast. The city that's always, what do they say, the city that never sleeps or whatever the hell it is. We got Clutch first in the building. Clutch, what's up, man? How you doing, my brother?
What's going on? What's good, everybody? Mike is in the building, repping the Clutch First channel. You know what it is.
Man, I'm sorry. I know it's kind of late out there for you, but I appreciate you coming through tonight, man.
Nah, it's all good, baby. I was already out just chilling and stuff, watching movies. So I was just kind of killing time to make it. I'm super excited, man. I'm glad you reached out and invited me. So I'm pretty honored, man. This is pretty dope.
Yeah. Shut up, undercover biker out there talking about my 6 minutes late. Don't worry, man. We had some technical, well, not really technical difficulties, but stuff and things was going on in the background. We had to figure out, but. Let's go ahead and give some shout outs there. We got Mothman over there in the side chat. James Wade, Keith Wong. Who we got? Undercover biker. Tim Crates in the building. Riding free. What's going on? We got Kenny, K6 in the building. Braptastic. How you guys doing out there? If I forgot anybody, I apologize. NO443, first one of the stream. Appreciate you guys for coming out, man. Hope you guys give us a call in here in about 20 minutes or so. There we go. Sorry, man. I just got home from work, so I'm trying to get comfortable. Now that I'm comfortable. H1 in the side chat. What up, man? Appreciate you coming out last Saturday for the moto-vlogger hangout. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. So, Clutch, what's going on, man? How is everything up there in the Northeast right now?
Everything is all good, baby. We've been setting up this Northeast Motor Meetup, and it's been kind of crazy. So it's been pretty dope. Very excited, man, to see people getting excited to have a ride out here on the East Coast. So it's kind of a new thing. So it's a lot of work, man. I must say it's not very common that we see this, but it's a lot of work getting to kind of hear the background and the ins and out of actually getting a group together and finding spots that's going to work for everybody. So, but it's going to be dope.
Yeah, it is a little hectic, man, when you're trying to do something, for something other than yourself, but at the same time try to ensure that, everybody's happy or you're taking care of everybody, per se, trying to keep everybody entertained that way it doesn't, fall flat on its face, and especially the first one or, whatever, stuff like that. So I can understand the work that's going into it. So do you have anything planned, or or are you still kind of going through those steps?
No, actually, we just finalized everything. So it's gonna be right here through New York. We're gonna meet up in Harlem, my hometown. You know what it is. So we're gonna ride from there, go through the West Side Highway. For you guys that don't know what the West Side Highway is, it's the last spot you saw on the news where the dude got ran over with the Range Rover. So we're gonna ride through. Hit up that Brooklyn Bridge and then back down, and shout out to Spiegel. It's a motorcycle centric restaurant that reached out that saw that we were doing something, and they're pretty excited to be part of the event. So we're gonna cap it off there where we kind of chill and hang out there. So that's gonna be pretty good.
How many miles is the ride per se?
It's not I'd say from our structure, we're talking about maybe 40 minutes. We're trying to keep it somewhat reasonable, right? Because it's actually happening in the morning because you know how it is in New York, man. If you get caught in that traffic, it's donezo. So we're going to try to do it real early. And then the real like essential part of the entire meetup is going to be like once everybody meet up and kind of chill, because there's quite a few people out here that's in the city. It's like they don't know that there's motovlogging, there's content creators. So this is like fresh. We're making some real headway with people figuring out there's some of us out here. Because I'll be real about it, man. Most people, they're like, yo, I know Baker, I know Sub D, I know people out here in SoCal, and then you got your, a little bit down towards the Georgia side. So out here, people are just figuring out that we're in the building. So, so it's man.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I think you're gonna be surprised at how many people come out of the woodworks that are not necessarily like viewers. You know what I mean? Or fans. I hate really calling them fans, right? But you know. But I think you're gonna be surprised at how many people that are actually like content creators who, you know, or maybe who have just started or have been doing it for a little while, and you know, it's got that slow roll going on. You know, I mean, you started this a while ago, so you know about that first run to 100. You know, but I think you'll be surprised how many people that are actually out there. They just, you know, they don't reach out for whatever reason. And it's kind of cool, at least here in Cali. I've tried to put effort toward breaking that you know, that newbie stigma. I was like, dude, I don't give a shit if you're new, man. I just give a shit if you're a good person and you know you're, you know, fun and easy to talk to, things of that nature. If that's the case, dude, you can hit me up. I don't care if you got 2 subs or 200,000 subs, dude. We can still kick it and hang out, you know. So I just think you'll be surprised how many people are actually out there vlogging near you. I would say within a, yeah, I don't know. Like how far do you ride when you go out on them little country ass trips?
Yo, so here's the funny thing about that. So far, I think we have like about 60 people confirmed. We're estimating 15 to 20.
Oh, no.
So it's looking a little. And the thing is, without a permit in New York, after 50 people, it's a problem. So we might, we might have to divide and conquer a little bit. I mean, we got to kind of gauge it, and I'm super excited about this entire thing, man. And I'm always, you know me, man. I'm pretty straight up. So no sub to a ton of sub, man. You can hit me up. I'm just like you. I'm always down to ride and have a good time as long we have mutual respect, good people. I'm good money.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. As for leaving New York, the beauty, man, we ride through the city, which is pretty dope, and then we could hit a Bear Mountain. We're talking about maybe an hour and a half, but on the bikes, we're like 40 minutes. We're out there. There's other roads that we can take, like to do back roads. We can get there fairly quick. It's just a matter of once we're on the bike. Lane splitting is not legal in New York, but cops don't tend to make a big deal if you're not like fucking around, like you know you doing crazy shit. They won't make a huge deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I mean, and what are cops really gonna do, man? The amount of traffic you guys especially have like there in the city, man. It's got to be. I mean, what are they really gonna do except for send a bike, you know, another motorcycle cop out? Wait, do y'all even have motorcycle cops in New York? Do y'all?
I've seen it here and there, but it's not prominent. We have like scooters, you know what I mean? That's not going to keep up with it. Talk about 150 cc's right there.
Oh, bro, nah, that ain't happening. So
that's like we're good. Yeah.
Okay, well, shit, man. I hope. What's the date on that meetup?
Yeah, we're looking at Saturday, June 10th. Kickstand up at 8:30. Oh. Everybody meet up to eat and do lunch like around 10ish, 11. So that's gonna be pretty dope.
Man, you're talking like right around the corner.
Yeah. The crazy thing is the time flew by like this entire month. I haven't written as much because I've been kind of like we all kind of like structuring things and going over the the intricacy of the whole thing, man. But it's a lot of work, man. I got to give it up to your sub Ds and to you guys doing SoCal and the dudes doing it out there in Texas and stuff, because you do not know what goes into something until you actually step into that space. It's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, that is so true. So I want to go ahead and take it back a little bit. I gotta see where you came from. So explain to me how you got into riding, I would say.
Riding is crazy though, because for me it's very different. You know, I've seen a lot of people like, riding dirt bikes and they started on a farm or whatever. Out here in New York City, it's very different. You have a few options of riding. Either if you probably grew up in the inner city, there's no like spot to hang out. You would see the dope boys kind of like ride dirt bikes that's stolen.
Right.
And then, they're riding the Jixers and stuff like that. So through that space, you kind of start, I want to do that. I want to get in on this. So you, instead of like traditional, like a riding school and then learning the intricacies and not getting hurt, you start jumping off on like dirt bikes or whatever. And then you start getting the idea. And then from there, I kind of straightened things out. I was like, okay, I got to learn the right way and have a license and everything else. that's the basis of it. But I think a lot of people share the same sentiment as coming from inner cities.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how old were you when you say you started riding?
Maybe my 20s, early 20s.
20s. Okay. Like legally, or was you out there with the dope boys?
I think that was legally. I'd say legal.
Huh.
Oh man.
I mean, to me, in my eyes, right? I mean, I've been to New York once. I was younger. I was like middle school, or junior high, wherever the hell you're from. I was 14-ish, somewhere around in there. To me, I don't picture New York like city, right? I don't picture that as a fucking nice place to ride, dude. I just don't see it, right? Like, now when you go off on the little back roads, like wherever the hell you at, with the trees and the little 2-lane joint, and you out there having a good time. Now yes, that looks awesome. But I just don't see New York City being a place to ride. I mean, or like, it doesn't seem like it'd be, like I would have a lot of motivation to ride around in New York City. I mean, if I was visiting, but
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, man. If anybody were, I'm not trying to plug my channel straight into it, but if you go through my channel, that's the beauty about it, at least for me. Instead of just seeing buildings and the concrete jungle all the time, every day, you see New York City through the day, in the time, in the morning, midnight, where it never stops. And then we also have other rides where we completely step out of the city. We're talking about riding back roads or going all the way upstate. So the best part about New York, I'd say a lot of people are unaware about, is that you have the flexibility of, it's almost like you guys going to Mulholland, right?
Right.
Or the dope roads. And at the same time, our only downside is the fact that the season changed. But within 3 hours of where we live, we have access to basically any style of riding. So if you want to go to like a abandoned airfield to 0 to 150, you want to do that with your boys, you could find that spot. You want to ride through the city in the middle of the night and see all the lights, like through a J video, you can do that too. If you want to kind of chill, go out to a cafe and get like food and drinks like Sub D and them, you can do that. So I'm telling you, there's a little bit of everything, and this is exactly why we talk about New York and we start bringing people out, so people will be educated about we're out here. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe it just comes from like a California. Like for me, I started street riding in California, and I'm spoiled out here. You know what I mean? Like, we get the lane split legally, so anytime we deal with traffic, it's not really an issue if you're comfortable lane splitting, lane filtering, sharing, however you want to call it. But I just see, like, I mean, you got to understand, right? Most people's perspective of New York City is from the movies, right? It's just overcrowded. It's fucking packed, right? Taxis and fucking traffic, dude. Like, you're on a one-way street, 8 lanes fucking wide, and it's just bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper. And I always think, like, yeah, that would suck on a motorcycle, dude. Like, in the summer, it'd be hot as shit. Bike's starting to get warm. Inside of your crotch, is starting to, like, warm up or whatever. I don't know, dude. Outside the city, I could see it. But inside the city, other than just visiting, I don't see it, man. I'm sorry.
The funny thing is, how do you call it? I had Shade Tree hit me up. He was like, man, you actually make New York City looks fun, because I ride through it. And the funny thing is, if you have a motorcycle, that's the best way to experience it. Because if you're in a car, you're chilling, it's a different thing. But if you're on a bike and you can be respectful to everyone, you should be all right going through the entire city and still enjoying everything. So
okay.
I highly recommend, if you know some people with bikes and you're out there, to just kind of go through it. It's an experience seeing New York City, talking about midnight or 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a different thing. Everybody's still out there, I mean, still having a good time, but completely different, man.
Right, I got you. Big shout out to Jeff Moore for that $5. I appreciate the donation, sir. Like I always say, man, all donations go to keep this thing going. I appreciate you, man. Much love. All right, well, other than riding a motorcycle in New York City and all the restaurants I seem to catch on Facebook clips and shit, New York City, right? Like, check out this new dope spot. I'm like, ooh, California? Oh, fuck, it's New York. Damn it. I ain't gonna be able to eat that for a while. What else is there to do in New York City, man? I mean, outside of touristy shit, right? We get Times Square, we get all that, right? The Memorial spot and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. What does Clutch first get himself into if he's not on the bike and he just wants to bump around and just waste a couple hours?
The the question is what is not available. I mean, you're talking about we have surfers out here.
Wait, surfers? Wait, what you mean surfers?
We have surfers out here, man. You can head out to how do you call it? I think what's the beach called? But I know you can definitely surf out here. You know, there's pretty much everything. Like I said, the only difference is that the season changed. And once it gets cold, everybody kind of like tucked in and move away. You're talking about you could take a ride to the mountains, sleep out there for like a day or whatever. So it's just a matter of what you want. Me personally, I'm always chilling, rolling around, man. It doesn't even have to be on the bike. So I'm heading out through Brooklyn, Queens. I don't go to Jersey too much because Jersey's like fucking every stop is a toll. So I don't fuck with it.
You know what's funny at the time? Yeah, I remember we were going somewhere and we ended up on some fucking toll road in New Jersey, and the shit was like, this was a while ago, son. Like, this was a long time ago, and I forgot it was some stupid ass price, dude, which is probably cheap now. But it was like just shy of $10, and we were like, "Fuck, we're going the wrong way." So we got off and then made a U-turn, and then had to pay another fucking like $9 or whatever it was to get back on there. So yeah, fuck Jersey. As far as
Jersey's easy. Yo, to go through Jersey, you have to have a bag full of change because you never know what you're gonna have to pay. It's ridiculous. You need a bag like. Literally a bag with change in like dollar bills or something like that, because sooner or later you're gonna run out of money and they're gonna be like, "Hey, we're gonna take your license and send you a bill in the mail," kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: over your riding experience, man, have you had any crashes, major, minor?
Yeah, man, I've crashed, man, for sure. Crash, man.
What kind of crashes we talk about here? Pothole crashes, or a little too happy in the corner and. Oh, well, yeah, you know what? I do remember that one on your channel.
Yeah.
I do remember that one.
I do have one on my channel where, you know, the funny thing is it was just me really feeling myself just a little too much. We were coming fresh off the winter season, and it was beautiful out. And it was one of those days where it rained prior, and we were in the mountains kind of chilling. And I'm like, my boy Petey skid a couple of times. I'm like, oh, shit, you know, there's dirt in the road, and I'm literally saying there's dirt in the road, and we're skidding out a little bit, and I'm going even harder. I was enjoying myself so much more, and it's completely my fault, completely my bad on that one. So, yeah, man. Fortunately, nothing crazy happened. No damage on my bike. I didn't get hurt. Nothing really happened. I had like really dope dudes with me. You know, I ride with Pete the Greek and Panda, okay. And they were keeping like a good eye out on everything. I was fortunate enough there was no oncoming traffic or anything like that. Because right before I went down, Pete had a really bad skid, and for some reason I took the turn really hard, no matter what. Like I said, it was me having way too much fun on a day we knew prior it rained, and when it rains, all of the sand and the dust and the debris, you know, washes the road. So until like, you know, maybe a few days after, that's when they kind of clear up. But yeah, like I said, I was very fortunate, man. But then again, it's a blessing at the same time. I feel like when you're on the bike, when you're seasoned on the bike and you get very comfortable, there's a point you reach where it's like you become fearless, and that could be that's a really bad spot to be in. You need to realize that the toy you're playing with is dangerous, at the same time it's amazing, but there is a point. So it really reset my perspective. So you know what I mean. So
right. Let me ask you this: how many how many times you crashed?
Twice.
Damn it! That's it.
Yeah.
I must be doing something wrong over here because I've been.
No, I mean, twice, and the first time was like, you know, in the riding dirty days. That you expect.
Okay.
About anything, so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess it's I wouldn't say, I guess in a way I have a sort of like on the street competitive nature, but the fucking person I'm competing against is myself. You know what I mean? And so like my first 2 years of riding, I spent a lot of time figuring out the bike because I used to race motocross, and being in the dirt is way more forgiving than the street, right? But at the same time, I had to learn that big disconnect between street and dirt. Being planted all the time versus just lightly, coasting across some dirt or whatever. And unfortunately, I crashed a lot trying to figure that shit out. So that's why I always kind of ask people like how many times you done been down. I mean, and I'm not saying everybody has their own different riding style, but there was a big part of me that a couple years ago, dude, I could have easily, had my life, gone just because I was out there being a dumbass. But at the same time, I was learning. So, I learned real quick the limits of my bike, or, well, the limits of me on my bike, I should say. But yeah, well, I got a bunch of questions, but they're not bike related. But I want to just kind of keep it bike related.
Nah, man, please, yo, you can ask it. Yo, if you guys are watching this or listening to this, please. Personally, I'm kind of tired of it being like
Bike.
all thing motorcycle, everything. I feel like you guys watch some of these moto-vloggers, Weird One, myself, and some of the big dudes out there. I think it's a great opportunity to actually get to know the person behind the helmet, not just some dude on a bike ripping it up every day. So that, if you guys are going to be calling in asking any question or whatever it may be, not calling asking, how many bitches you hit. I'm good with that or something like that. But I think it's a good opportunity to get to know somebody, man, outside of that. So, I say ask whatever, man. Everyone's out here is fine with that. I'm good with it.
All right. Well, I got to ask, man, before you started riding, did you have a driver's license?
Yes, I did, of course.
Why the hell do you have a driver's license?
What? I love cars, man. I love cars.
Okay. My time in the military, like, everybody I met from New York never had a license until they joined the military, got stationed at their first base, and they the only motherfuckers running around without a car and shit. So they was like, well, shit, I guess I got to get a driver's license to figure out a car situation. But I just thought everybody rode the subway, man, right?
I'm going to explain this to you real quick right after you're done. Go.
No, go ahead. I thought everybody rode the subway.
Everybody rides the subway, everybody rides the bus. So the whole ordeal with driving as a suburb kid or whatever, it's like a huge thing. It's like a rite of passage or something like that, like getting your license where you get to actually drive. You're like a cool kid or something like that. Good. But realistically, you don't need to have a car. You don't need to really drive because you have access basically to everything. But then again, it's almost like if you're on the bus or you're on the train, you're not it. You're not the deal. You're not lit. So if you can get your hand on something nice and then you could whip around on the weekends, it's kind of cool. But it's becoming more so the cool factor now. You don't need to have a car. It's like, you could rock with, the hippie things happening. So gentrification. So that's what it is now.
Huh. Okay. Well, give me a crazy subway story.
Crazy subway story.
I know you got a bunch. You have to. I just think you would have to.
Shit. The one of the craziest stories I've experienced in the train station would be I was rocking with my girl, and we took the train because we always hang out. It's easiest to kind of go out drinking and chill, whatever. And some dude was straight grilling me, like in the train, like staring at me down, looking at my girl. I'm like, there's a no. There's a lot of shit that you can do, and it's like you can get a pass for, but when you cross a certain line, it's gonna be that. So he's staring at me. I'm like, whatever, you get a pass, not a big deal. I don't really care too much. But then you start grilling my girl or whatever, then this is another thing. It's like you're crossing, like how you call it? Like Dave Chappelle said, man, you're a habitual line stepper at this point. So I'm like, what up? What's good? So dude's grilling me. So back and forth or whatever. And I'm like, it is what it is. Let's get off the train. And we walk off the train. He stayed on train, but he got real pissed and he punched the window out, like broke it.
Of the train?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some messy shit that's happened, man.
Oh, God. I don't know. Like I said, from the outside looking in, World Star don't be painting pretty pictures of what be going down on New York trains. I'm just saying, dude. Like I saw some dude the other day who was like just straight up smoking crack, dude. Like he just wasn't giving a fuck, dude.
Yo, you're not gonna see that everywhere, man. You're talking about if you on the like 2 or the 3 train that's at the last stop or something like that. That got a lot better. If you go on in the N and the W train, that like a lot of it is changing now. Like some of that stuff, you got to go like deep in the Bronx or something like that, like West Bubblefuck to kind of spot some of those things. But it's not like everywhere. I think these specific spots are looking for real like ghetto joint to upload, and I, to be honest, I'm not a really big fan of those things, man. I think it really set up like horrible stereotypes, man, about people. So
right. I mean, but
yeah.
is there like a good train and is there like a good section of train tracks that's okay, and then there's like the fucked up section of train tracks with the graffiti all over it and shit?
Yo, there's none of that shit anymore. That's like from back. That's like from way back. There's nothing like that anymore.
Come on, man. You supposed to go to New York to see graffiti on the train, son.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna lock you up, man. You pull out a part. Like,
well, can is it? Let me ask you this: would it be easy to get like down inside the train tracks? Like after a train leaves the station, you hop your little punk ass down and then run down the train tracks into like the dark tunnel. Is that a thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh wow, okay.
You can go tagging through that. Yep.
Huh.
There was a point in time people used to subway surf when they would ride the train up the top too, do some crazy shit. Yeah.
Have you ever done that, sir?
What?
Huh?
Dry snitching? Never heard about that, man.
I don't know, man. Like one of my real good homeboys. He's from the Bronx. He's from the Bronx, and it's always funny listening to some of the stories and shit that he used to tell me, because like being in the Midwest or somewhere else, man, you're not, like you guys are just, I won't say, well, yeah, I guess on top of each other for the most part, right? Like, you could go visit anybody in the city of New York, whereas like for me growing up as a kid, like if I couldn't physically walk there or ride my bike there, like I wasn't getting there unless I had a ride, you know what I mean? And I just couldn't imagine being able to go anywhere you wanted to go, during the day or what have you and things like that. So it's just funny, man, like, growing up somewhere where mass transportation wasn't a thing.
I mean, here everything is like is at an arm reach, man. You can go and do whatever you want. Like as long you have yourself like $5, you can jump on a train. You can go from edge to edge without any issues, really, to be honest. Okay. Also, guys, I'm seeing some comments and people are saying what's up to Arson. Arson's not actually here, guys. It's just his image on the bottom of Red One.
Where?
It's at the bottom of your image on the YouTube stream.
Bottom of what image?
Of your video feed. It says Instagram for Arson Rides.
Does it? It says Clutch First on my side.
Oh, what I'm seeing Arson's jump off.
Wait, Arson's black? Wait, hold on. No, real shit. It says, yeah, it should say Clutch First. What the fuck are people? Wait, hold on. I gotta ask the side chat now. Wait, hold on. I gotta go back and see. What the fuck is going on? Nah, it shows.
Oh, it shows me.
Yeah, it shows that Instagram Clutch First. Anybody else see that, or I don't see it?
Oh shit! It's actually showing me, son. For some strange reason, mine was hung up on like on Arson's and shit.
Huh?
That's so weird seeing myself now. I didn't even realize that people could see me for a hot minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, over there with your hoodie and stuff. Got you. Well, anyways, guys, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and open them phone lines, man. If you want to call in, 516-387-1431. Go ahead and call in. Ask some questions. Don't be scared. We don't bite, I promise. I promise.
516-387-1431. Ask your boy anything.
Hey, real quick before somebody calls, what's your favorite movie? Because it seems like I see a lot of DVDs and some shit back there.
Favorite movie? Snatch.
Really?
Love Snatch.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. Like, I can't front. It don't make my top 10, but it's probably definitely like top 25, somewhere around in there. Like,
So I'm gonna tell you why I love Snatch.
why?
I'm gonna tell you why I love Snatch.
I mean, you ain't gotta explain to me why you love Snatch, but I feel you know.
I love Snatch because of the cinematography and Guy Ritchie's work on that. That alone in itself. Like, this is one film I could watch over and over again. And as YouTube content creator, I watch films not just for pleasure, more like seeing how stuff is framed, how well it's produced. The way the story's told in that, and in all conjunction all together, it's amazing. So, and I think that was his like blow up stuff. I also love Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I like Snatch too, fucking kidding. I just no, that is a really good movie. I never looked at it for its composition. I've always just looked at it for its comedic aspect, and I always just thought like it's a good story. You know, it's definitely entertaining from start to finish, man.
Yep. Throw it on. Watch it for the cinematography work, for the way everything's transitioned, and it's all cohesive, very well put together, very minimal holes. I'm telling you, there's so much brilliance in that one film where you can watch. I mean, I'm watching it for a different aspect here. So, but outside of that, man, there's some other amazing work that I love watching. Hopefully, people can see some influence in my videos of cinematography. But I know that doesn't mean shit. People don't really care. Right. They just want to see the next person yelling at the red light. But it is what it. I don't do that, man. It's never gonna change. I love how you produce so good.
So how do you feel about channels who over glorify fake road rage? Like, I'm not talking about like Snowcat. To me, Snowcat is actually, he's pointing out something legitimate. You may not like the way he presents it, but it's not like he's going out of his way to like make somebody run a fucking red light. He's just bitching about the fact that somebody ran a red light. But how do you feel about those channels? And I guess there was some douchebag down in like Florida or whatever who was like really going out of his way, yelling at people and shit.
Yeah, he blew up, right?
Huh?
He blew up too, I think.
I think so, but I don't know. I've never seen his channel. I just saw some posts on Instagram talking about how much of a douchebag he was.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you think it's just kind of like, do you, or hey, us as writers should try to correct that situation? You know, us writers / moto-vlogger / community should try to correct that person and you know, whatever. I don't mean correct in a physical way, just throwing it out there.
I think that's a deep rabbit hole to go down on there. I'm sure people are going to probably call in and probably ask about that too. So, shit. I'm trying to think where to start now. I'm putting my thoughts together. Do I do it? No. Does other people do it? Yes. Does that make it right or wrong? It's up to an individual. Everyone's portray what they want to portray in a certain light. At first, I was very against this, but then again, if you're a human being, right? Your one track mind is like, I'm against this, and you stick by that forever. That makes you kind of weird. But over time, as you grow, you learn, you start seeing, having different experience. You start changing. You change for the better. Mm-hmm. And I realized some people does it, and it's just the way they deliver the message. It's all about delivery, right? Okay. If you're going in the middle of the street, like that one dude we were just speaking about, I don't really know his name. I don't watch his channel neither, because I feel like, I know a lot of people be like, I don't support this, blah, 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 but they watch the video. On YouTube, if you don't support something, you just don't watch it, because whether you don't thumbs up or thumbs down, as long as you're viewing it, that's still support. But delivering that message is the way you do it is one thing. I've seen a dude stop in the middle of the road yelling. You're in your helmet, one. You're in the middle of traffic. You think the person can actually hear. They can't hear you. You just look like a big moron yelling. Yeah, you really can't hear anything. I think educating drivers is a big part of it. I think it is a huge danger. I know people used to be concerned about drunk drivers. It's not a big deal anymore. I would stand in the corner. Within 10 minutes, I've seen 50 people pulling up using their phone. It's a horrible epidemic, but I don't think it helps where I don't think it helps on YouTube or as content creators, I think you see daily vloggers, you see people that are very successful, that are making it on magazine, they are doing really big moves. They don't have a stigma. I think when you have a really big channel creating that, that's their bread and butter, where that's what they do, and it becomes, you know, it becomes symbolic of motorcyclists. It's very hard for us.
Right.
Hey, Red One, we like what you do. We love the radio show, and we think we can place an ad with you. But unfortunately, you ride a Yamaha R6, and we know what these guys do. So I think it's helping, and it's also hurting a lot as well. I mean, I'm speaking here on a different level here. If we're talking about just straight up YouTube content entertainment, people are gonna love it. Kids are gonna like watching that. It is what it is. You're gonna get tons of hit. You're gonna get some money for that as well. But if you're looking at the grander scheme of things, for example, I speak about my boy 650 Eve. I know a lot of people see him do the Smackdowns or whatever. This dude signed a major deal now for Michelin tires. So you can see where things are going.
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to kind of go where you want to go. If you want to continue being one path, that's cool too. But if you want to play with the big guys, with the big game, the bigger picture, and then when we're talking about somebody like Ebe and his squad and his people, I don't think they're financially tight, so they can see a bigger picture. It's not just selling T-shirts and stickers. So that's just my personal thought on it. Hopefully nobody take this into kind of offense, but I actually think this dude's really dope, very inspiring. If you really observe, and again, when I watch, same thing, when I watch those films, you just asked me what's my favorite. I don't watch it just because I'm enjoying the movie. The initial time I enjoyed it, but when I watch people making moves, I'm watching and observing and learning what's going on. You know what I mean? And help my own growth. So that's how I see it. Because when I spoke to Eve, it's like, yo, I got this big deal coming on, and this is what's happening. It's like, this is what's going on. And this is the real path, I think, of motovlogging. Right. A lot of people don't see it yet, but there's a lot. Because how often do somebody get on an R6 and say, yo, I'm buying that because I watch MotoGP? Or how many times a kid go, yo, I'm buying an R6 because, yo, I've seen it on YouTube. My favorite dude is rocking that. I want to get that bike. These influencers are starting to have a bigger impact because not everyone is down with MotoGP that can watch that are very big enthusiasts, but a lot of people connect to YouTube and the social media culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely true. Yeah, for those that called in, my bad. We're over here just talking. If you want to call back, I apologize. If you do call in, understand, at least you can hear us while the show's going on. But, yeah, I mean, don't hang up. If you guys really want to, ask questions, stuff like that, you're going to have to hang on the line. But I do want to point out, Tim Kreitz is right over there. There's no integrity anymore. All that matters are the views and the subs and the money, which is sad. But let's go ahead and jump into our first caller right here. 509, you live on the air. What up?
Whoa, great to be the first one ever.
Oh, I know who this is. What's going on, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just turned 23 yesterday.
Well, happy birthday. Did you do any alcohol drinking?
No. I stay away from that stuff, to be quite fair and honest. Me personally, the last time was when I was real young and into soda. Like
Cobra?
I was at my aunt. I was at my aunt's house, and I didn't know any better at the time. And my favorite soda was those sport drinks in those aluminum cans. And my aunt had to set her beer can on the table, and they're the same height and everything. And I stupidly took a huge swig out of that, not knowing that it was not soda, not the type that I usually drink. But I was like, oh, what the fuck is this people drink? God damn.
Yeah, alcohol is definitely an acquired taste. First time sucks. Second time is not as bad as the first, and then the
Yeah.
more you keep drinking, the better you get toward like, not so bad. But so
Yeah,
true.
and then the next time around, my uncle had poured a small amount of Jack Daniels in a shot glass, and I was like, I kept looking back at my soda. It was Pepsi this time, and I was like, hmm,
Yeah, I got you. Well, hey
down
man,
to
you got
down that small amount of Jack Daniels, and then in no time wasted, I just downed the rest of my Pepsi soda.
yeah, let you get drunk real quick. But anyways, you got a question for Clutch or I, sir, that we can answer?
Yeah, the thing is, I can actually say the same. Well, I mean, I ride with my dad sometimes, and of course, whenever the opportunity presents itself, I'll sometimes ride with one of my friends, but usually very rare. But sometimes people make mistakes, and it's apparent and obvious they can't fix stupid. And it's like the chat was talking about Snowcat, and they're saying I've been in a live stream where someone said they over dramatizes everything, and I'm sitting there like, his channel, his camera, his mic, back the hell off. I mean, they call it a free country, right? I mean, live it up to that word.
Well, let me say one thing
But
before you go any further. I wanted to say one
sorry,
thing
go ahead.
also. I think that what happened here is reaction sometimes doesn't really mean much. I mean, are you really impacting something, or should you be? Because I've been in a situation where someone has nearly taken me out or damaged my bike, but nothing has happened. I choose to continue going my path and just let it be. To me, a good day is basically heading back home without anything happening, just like how I left. And I'm just happy about that, because the minute you get into a different state of mind while you're on the road, if you get upset over something, it changes everything. So I refuse to kind of go in that space. When I'm on my bike, I'm in a great space. I don't want to go into a different space.
Right on. Well, hey James, I appreciate you for calling in, man. We'll get to this next caller. Happy belated birthday, man. I hope for 23 more and 23 more after that, and a lot more 23 more years after that. So
yeah.
All right, brother. Happy birthday. Appreciate you calling
in. Be easy.
Yep.
Peace.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
All righty. Let's go ahead and jump into this next caller right here. Area code 404. You live on the air. What up?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh, go ahead and mute that, please. I appreciate that there. Hello. 404. You live on the air. What's up?
He's thinking of
Hello?
Yay! What's going on, man? I am talking to you, area code 404.
He's got that delay going.
I mean, there's a small delay.
Yeah.
But it's not that long. Sir, are you there? I don't. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yep, you.
Oh, me?
Yes. What's up? What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Name is Jermaine, but calling from Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta. Okay, that's what's up, man. Atlanta in the building. What's going on?
Yes. Oh, not much. Yeah, I was listening to your thing, and I was talking to some people and stuff. I was like, you know what? I don't see any African American or black motovloggers. And he's like, well, what about Red One? I was like, you know what? You're right. I forgot about him.
All right, fuck you forget about me.
Now there's two of them. One on the east and one on the west.
Hey, you said what now?
There's one on the east and one on the west.
Well, here's a question. Okay, I did actually kind of like two questions. First question I have is I just made a video about white bikers versus black bikers, because with a whole bunch of stuff that's out there now, everything is being saturated. You know, you can talk about what kind of bike to buy, you can talk about how to ride, but like I'm trying to do things that no one ever asked. Like, is there a difference between a white rider and a black rider? I feel like it is. Like, I've been to like Bike Week and like Black Bike Week. Black people get treated like animals. They sit there and they close half the streets down. They close businesses. They have police there with like AR-15s. But the week before Black Bike Week, they have a White Bike Week, which there's nothing there. There's no cops. There's nothing wrong. And I kind of feel like that's kind of wrong. What do y'all think?
Oh, you know what? I can't speak on anything outside of California, so therefore
I can jump on this.
No, go ahead then. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, sure, man. I'll get up the channel. I'm just replying to somebody that asked me a question here. Yeah, dude, I'll definitely check out your channel. But yeah, so here's the thing. I think it's very different walks of life, yo. When we're talking about Caucasian motorcyclists, and then you have African American that ride bikes. Again, you would see very typical, your Gixxers and your dirt bikes and stuff like that. Just very different walks of life. And again, the stigma of people who ride, like you said, there's cops there with AR-15. They're trying to continue to perpetuate this stigma. Some of these people are out there just to have fun, but the idea, I'm not gonna bullshit it. They want you to feel like black people are dangerous. You know what I mean? It's
right.
And the thing is, I'm not saying that some of them are not. Some of them are. But in all walks of life, you're going to find dangerous people. But it's all how it's portrayed. You know what I mean? If you have, when a basketball team, college basketball team or a cocaine team wins something and they destroy the city, they call it, people are too excited. They're celebrating. When it's done in a minority neighborhood, is rioting, and it's vulgar. So we're talking about same thing being portrayed differently in the media with people or who's there kind of thing. So outside of that, I mean, just to lightly touch base on what you're asking about. Then again, you do have privileged kids or people who have a lot. They buy bikes. They experience different bikes. You have minorities who doesn't have a lot. They're very into materialistic. Materialism. If you see their bikes is stretched, it's chromed out. It's very
exactly.
It's just
exactly. You're right about that one.
Yeah, it's just kind of like their culture of being flashy and being seen, and it's very different. I mean, am I going to do it? Is it my thing? No. But do I understand what are they doing? Do they intend to harm people? No. Then again, I could walk those life. I work with people that are Caucasian, they're Asian and blacks. I could speak to that a little bit because I've been in both spectrums. It's almost like the kids who ride dirt bikes through Harlem. They're willing, through the summer to hurt themselves. Have I done that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy that the white people ride dirt bikes in the dirt. Black people riding the dirt bikes in the middle of the freaking highway.
Yeah, but the thing is, there is no dirt in their city. You're talking about Chicago. You're talking about New York. This is the concrete jungle, man. It is what it is. Some of these people find their own means of having fun. I mean, it's not right. Don't get me wrong. But the sad part about it is growing up and not learning. As like I said earlier, just about the road rage thing is different perspective. You get older, you understand, hey, this is fucked up. You gotta have a license. You gotta do certain things. And it's all about that. That's what life's about. Not just motorcycles. It's just overall. So.
Right. And then like my second question is this. I made a video about this, okay? Recently, just like the other day, about like 5 days ago, there was a guy, he was a crazy white boy. He was like crazy, like racing people, splitting lanes, going 80, 90 miles per hour. Well, he ended up dying. He got in a motorcycle accident. The police was chasing him, and he wrecked. And the bad thing about it is, he wrecked. The other thing was that the day before he died and he wrecked, his 25-year-old daughter got killed by domestic violence. I don't know exactly what's the story about that. So he got on the motorcycle in a bad state of mind, number one. But my question is this, okay, and plus he already has 2 set of twin daughters and a wife that he left behind. My question is this, when is it like, I see people all the time like, oh man, you know, if you run from the police and you get in crash and you die or something happens, do you feel sorry? I mean, I'm saying you feel sorry that the loss of life, but do you feel sorry that, like, do you feel sorry for them? Like, you never hear somebody say, oh, hey, there's bank robbers. The police chase the bank robbers. Oh, man, the bank robbers died from a car crash. They don't just say, oh, poor bank robbers. You know, they don't be like, oh, man, poor guy. You know, they're like, dude, you shouldn't have ran from the police in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Or situations like, the biggest thing I can't stand, guys, I'm going to tell you this now, piss me off more than anything. If anything riding pisses me off, if someone comes to you and says, hey, man, you heard what happened to Billy? What happened to Billy? Oh, man, he was riding and he was going and his car pulled out in front of him. Man, he hit it. He's in the hospital. I said, man, dude, is he all right? Man, he's bad off. Man, I'm going to go see him. He's like, yeah, let's go see him, blah, blah, blah. And on the way, they're like, yeah, man, when Billy was doing the wheelie, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, wait. You telling me that Billy was doing a wheelie through the intersection and then he hit a car? I mean, get my ass back around. I'm not going to see him because, I mean, why would I want to go see somebody who did something that stupid? Now, I understand if you was riding your ride and the car pulled out and you hit it, right. Gotcha, I'm going to be there for you. But if you do stupid shit like run for the police or do wheelies, I feel like whatever happens to you deserve. Now, I'm not saying you deserve to die, but if you die, you should know better. So what do y'all think about that?
I will say most people have, I think when you're removed from the situation, then you take it at face value, right? It was just like, right. Like I had this ex-girlfriend back in the day, and like, so one of my homeboys was cheating on his wife with this girl. Now, my girlfriend at the time didn't know the wife, but she knew the girl that he was cheating on his wife with. And so, like, one day right. I asked her, I was like, hey, would you feel bad for such and such if he cheated on the girlfriend? And she was just like, yeah, I'd feel so bad for her. And I'm like, but he's already cheating on his wife. You don't feel bad for the wife? You know what I mean? And, you know, she didn't really understand what I was saying. And I was trying to say, look, remove yourself from like the situation, then you'll be able to see it from an outside point of view. But like, I think what happens is, like, when people are invested in people, whether, you know, through relationships, friendships, things of that nature, you tend to bypass or look past the fact that this person was out there being a dumbass, right? Where it's very easy to point at somebody who you don't know that is. You know, it's kind of one of those reasons why people have paid Yaminu money after his fucking head-on crash with a Porsche. It's the reason why people will turn around and feel sorry for X and Y moto-vlogger when they put themselves in danger and they fuck up and then come to YouTube with this fucking sob story talking about, oh, I can't really afford to pay for my bike, but you know what I mean? So I fully understand where you're coming from, and I wish people would look at shit more at face value and not have this whatever relationship or emotional feelings behind it. Because, I mean, granted, I know if I went out here and fucking looped my bike in a wheelie on the fucking freeway, I'm sure that some of my friends would be willing to do whatever they can to help me out and get me back on the road again. However, there's people I know in my life that's going to be like, bruh, seriously? What the fuck are you doing at 110 miles an hour on the back goddamn wheel in the fucking rain, Red? Like, are you serious? You know what I mean? So it's one of those double-edged swords, man. I'll let you take it from here, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of nailed it. You know, if it's a buddy of yours is doing something, it's always going to be excusable when somebody else is viewing it from a different angle. It's like, oh, this guy's a jerk. So, you know, it's a tough spot, man. But I think, the thing here is if it's a good friend, man, you gotta hold your people down, man, wrong or right, because you're that support beam. You gotta make it happen. You gotta adjust it. I think the bigger opportunity here is to um, have a conversation with your friend. You know what I mean? Make sure it's a
Oh, he
single.
did. No, he
That's it.
died.
You know what I'm saying? Let's say if it was somebody that you knew that they were in a situation where they got hurt, but they're not dead. That's your opportunity to
Right.
don't become an aid to the bullshit. You got to be like, hey, listen, man. Next time you might not make it. Maybe this person has done this a couple of times. It's almost like somebody that drinks and drive, right? It's like, yeah, I didn't get caught the first time. I made it home. I'm good. So they start doing it more and more. It becomes norm. I'm saying it's like, yo, you shouldn't take that risk anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly how I got my DUI when I was in the military. Got the first one was good, second one was good, third, fourth, and by like that seventh or eighth time, woo, like shit.
You get used to it, and it becomes the norm. So it's a tough spot, man. Like I said, you got to know what you're doing out there, and again, if we go back to knowing your fears, knowing your limit, knowing that this is a toy and you can get hurt really badly. Having that, once you're fearless, I'm telling you, a bike will be the end of you, man. You cannot be fearless. I've seen people like, yeah, I'm taking these corners, 90 miles an hour. I'm like, Rossi, yeah, that's great, man. That's good. And so you'll almost become fearless. And it's okay to be fearless on the track, on the road. I'm telling you, there's obstacles. So, it's a tough spot to be in. So,
yeah.
That's me.
I'm pretty good. Like I said, I honestly think it's actually me. Honestly, I think that person's selfish. To be honest with you, because if you're sitting there doing what you're doing and you have a wife and kids at home that need you, I think you're being real selfish.
That what, that is true. And I always have the same mentality when I look at like obese people who like have children or whatever, or need somebody to take care of them, etc., etc. I just think, to me, that's a very, very selfish point of view, because I always look at it like, well, if you're like truly overweight, like think all the shit you can't do with your children. You know what I mean? Like you ain't gonna be able to ride a roller coaster. You ain't gonna be able to go hiking in the woods. You ain't gonna be able to go ice skating. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a fucked up way to look at it, but at the same time, it's true, man. Right? Because most kids, right? They want to go. They want to do shit. And if you're a little larger than in charge, man, things come at a little slower pace. But yeah, it is very selfish to just go out and have this mindset of fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I love to do it, when there are people who depend on you, on the home front, man. That's something that is really never talked about also, right? I mean, and
that's why I made the video that way, because the thing about it is, like, everybody's like saying, oh man, he was one of the best riders in Atlanta. Oh man, they revered him as being something, which I understand. But the way the message I'm getting relied to people, like, I want to be like him, but just don't get hurt. But that's not the message you should say to yourself. You should say, hey, look what happened when you do something stupid.
Can I say something real quick? It's going to be slightly off. I see a lot of people on the live chat are talking about the recent. It was about the recent rider who drove and hit a car, and now is asking for money. So I think there is a lot of weirdness going on with that. One, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way.
Take it the wrong way, goddammit. I don't give a shit.
There is a little bit.
Please take it the wrong way.
Because right now he's getting a lot of traffic, a lot of heat, and a lot of mention. Whether you're seeing it in a positive light or in a negative light, it's happening. So there is almost a bit of brilliance to it, that you could have somebody that creates a solid video or do a nice production or something like that. You don't get the light of day from your heavy hitters like Do It With Dan. You don't get it from your Jake the Garden Snake, right?
Well, actually, Dan did a whole video.
I understand.
Yeah, he did.
What I'm trying to say is
he went in on him.
Yeah, no, but he did it from a very critical point of view. I mean, he tried to leave any and all past relations out of it to the most part, and just went off facts. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying, though. Continue.
That's completely fine. But what I'm saying is that, let's say somebody were to spend some time and produce something amazing or do some amazing work. That doesn't get seen the light of day. But the brilliance here is I've seen every small channel making a video saying how much they think this person's horrible, how much they think this person don't deserve this, don't deserve that. That name is circulating. When you Google that now, he is climbing that tier. So whether you like it or not, you guys are pushing that person to that upper echelon. They're growing a lot faster. So whether in a good light or bad light, he's doing exactly what he's making everybody do exactly what he wants. Almost. Because think about it, everybody's saying, oh, yeah, we should go where? We should stop riding, or we should don't get on the bike. You just bring more attention. If everyone just forgot about it and just like the person would become irrelevant. Think about it.
But then there's the other side of the fence too. And Carl, I appreciate you calling in, man. You're literally no. You're literally the only person. So I'm cool with talking to you, man. You ask real questions, man. Okay. You right up my fucking alley. So until somebody else calls in, man, I don't mind you staying on.
Well, how about this? Hey, you know what? How about this, Ray? If you ever get low on subscribers, all you need to do is run into a car. Bam. Instant success.
Yeah, but then I ain't riding for a while and, all this other shit. But I will say this, Clutch. That's been my experience. You crash, fuck up a bike. You ain't going to be riding for a month or 2 or 3 or depends. But
I love my bike way too much to ever consider doing something. No, I'm putting some work on my bike, and I love every little aspect of that bike. I can't picture anybody just... I don't know. It's just ridiculous to me, but whatever. I won't understand it, man. Like I said, I get on here. I make stuff that I like and I appreciate and I like. If somebody likes it, great. If they don't, I'm all good with it.
Right. Now, this is what I was going to say to piggyback off your previous comment. Is that sure you're giving these people airtime. You're giving a bunch of people who didn't know who the hell this dude was now turns around and is like, oh, okay. Oh, wow, yeah, that is fucked up. And then whatever, to start watching the show. Yeah, it's giving him traffic. But at the same time, I believe that if we call this a community, we need to stand up and voice our opinions about the ones, right? It's like the good cops standing up and saying, hey, them fuckers over there is bad. But if ain't no cop saying shit, then fuck it, they all bad or whatever. I think for the ones who went out there and made valid videos, granted you're gonna have a bunch of fucking people jumping on that bandwagon and getting their fucking video out, try to get it out quickly so they can grab some views and shit like that, right? But for the ones that are critical and say, hey, this is fucked up on so many levels, like because there's people who will blindly follow a sumbitch right off the edge of a cliff, dude. You know what I mean? I'm talking just straight off death and every fucking thing. But somebody needs to say, hey, let him go off the fucking cliff, stop, because, yeah, you can kill yourself if you want to, but I'm just saying, like, use a little bit of common sense. Pretty sure you want to fucking come back and wake up tomorrow. Well, yeah, you got a valid point, dude. I do want to, like, yeah, there's a movie coming out on Friday I want to go see. So, yeah, you're right. But I just think we, as content creators or other people in the same genre, need to, I'm not saying everybody, right? But I think there are people who feel like they have to stand up and say, look, dude, that's fucked up on so many levels. This dude fucked up 100% and X, Y, and Z, and now he's out here begging like a homeless person. Like, that's wrong. You know what I mean?
You said one thing here that's key. I would like to hear your thoughts on it. You said community. What is your take on community? Do you really think we have a real community?
No, we don't.
We have cliques.
I think if you want to use the word community, it's a very small community. My community involves mainly the people here in California that I will go to their house when their fucking kid turns 7. That's my community. And granted, my community does extend out to other people outside of California, but motovlogging as a whole is not a community. There's people in this community who will definitely backstab you at the first chance they get, or will talk all this shit online like, oh man, if my friend did this, man, I'd be there for him, and then that happens fucking 6 months later, and then You know what I mean? It's not a community to me, dude. You know, I
So
would
what do you
love.
think, what do you think is the pillar of all this? What is the actual pillar of where we stand? And I actually think it's a good point. If anybody on the live chat they want to call in and ask or give us their take on this, I'd love to hear it about, because I hear the word community a lot, and the time that I see the word community actually is effective is either if someone
Selling
is
shirts.
harmed, if someone is harmed and they're trying to help raise awareness, or they're trying to help someone, everyone kind of gather and get things together. Or I'm going to be real here. If someone has a product that they're pushing, then the word community is pushed heavily,
Right.
right? But then again, I won't see anybody in our community say, "Hey, man, I think this one guy, I think, has potential. I think he has great work. I think let's talk about him." No, you won't see that happen. I think there was an essence in time with motovlogging. I think I call it OGs, but I always go back to Baker for this. I think he's a real dude, and he hasn't changed at all from the time that I've spoken with him and all that. Always been the same. I don't know if anybody else know him or know any different than I am. They probably could say it, but he would generally hit up channels that he think that's cool, and he would kind of like, "Hey, I think you guys should go check that out," or something like that. And it was genuine. I think that was the time where the word community was something that meant something, or it was really about not just the individual you're watching, it was about everyone else that's part of what you're watching and stuff. So I think that's been lost to a certain degree, and I think it's coming back though. I think it's changing.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it always goes circle.
Well, I want to ask the caller, like, what do you think about the question about community? Since you watch moto vlogs or seem to know.
I feel like that the community itself is good, but when you get to those bigger channels and things like that, and when they start talking, it's like they're about themselves and that's it. They don't care about small channels. I feel like that once a channel or a person becomes a successful person and has thousands, I think they forget about everybody else. I think they forget about the people who just starting up and try to move up. I don't know. It's like trying to get a shout out from somebody. Like, "Hey man, can you give me a shout out? Can you give me this?" They're like, "Oh no, I'm big now, so you're just riding my coattails." So I mean, I kind of feel like it's stupid. And then plus, like, they keep repeating the same content over and over and over, and so it's kind of like, these big channels. I just feel like the community is just too much sometimes. I just feel like, you have these upper echelon channels, then you have these middle channels, and you have someone like me.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
I feel like that,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you with some points. I'm gonna have to disagree with you to some point here, because I think to some degree some of us will get bigger, and it might not be the same for everybody. Also, shout outs don't work. It might be instant gratification where you start seeing the numbers going up real fast. Most of these people don't come back, continue watching, because they don't really know you. They're just going there because Red One said go there.
Yeah.
So I think the base of getting recognized is for work. If you have something of value or something that makes you unique, that people are going to stick around for that. But getting that instant gratification, most of the time it's proven that it doesn't hold up for long. And I think it's something to understand also. I think it's very difficult to wrap your head around when we're talking about big channels and small channels. When these channels get a lot bigger, they have a lot more going on, a lot more connection through social media. There's very little time for anything else. I think sometimes it looks, I'm not saying it's like that for everyone. I think it looks like none of them care, but I think some of the bigger channel does make an effort to kind of hit up people. They do reply. So it's not everybody, but we had a stream before, and Sub D jumped in. I'm just speaking from experience here. I know I'm kind of naming some more people in the same area, but he made some good points about not replying. And I never thought about it because I don't live in that space. I have a tiny channel, so I don't live in that space. He was saying that how people hit him up on Instagram, on Facebook, and Twitter, and YouTube. You could only do so much in so many spaces and continuously being creative. So And I didn't even think about it in that manner. So that tells you none of us has been in that space. So I haven't walked that path, so I can't really say yes or no. I know before it was more like being closed-minded. Yeah, these guys don't really care, but I don't think that's the case though most of the time. Because I found that some people I've hit up, not for my channel or just maybe asking a question, they've gotten back to me. No problem at all. Some people that are bigger channels I've hit up, they never got back to me. But then again, there are scenarios. Maybe they never even saw my message. Maybe it just got filtered through thousands of messages. So you don't know. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Well, you have a point. You do have a point. You know, I do kind of understand that. But, you know, the thing is like, you look at people, great people like Michael Jordan and LeBron James and how big they are, they also make sure that people around them grow too. And I'm not saying they have to read their messages. I'm not saying they have to go through a bunch of stuff and give shout outs. But, you know, but in a way, they don't, I feel like they don't give back. Like I feel like they don't give back to where they started. Like once you become like 600,000 subscribers, it's kind of like, you know, why would I even worry about a small channel? Or why would I worry about somebody who says, you know, hey, I did a video about this particular person. Like, for instance, if I made a video about Red One and say, hey, you know what, Red One's a good dude, I like him, blah, 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 and you see it, I think it's your obligation just to say, hey, appreciate the love. And that'd be it.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay, so here's a question though. What do you think some of these people actually have to gain for helping somebody that they do? You have to think about it this way. Just like Red One said a little bit earlier, when it's not somebody you know, that's not part of your clique or your team, what is it that you have to gain to give to this person? That's always a tough thing, I think, whenever you put yourself in that perspective. It's like, what do they have to gain to help a Red One? I don't know this guy. He just does videos like me. Basically, he's my competitor. He could take my spot, or he could be there where I am, or something like that. What is it do they have to gain by helping you? I always think it's a good question to ask. I mean, I always ask myself that question.
That's good. I mean, that's a good statement. I mean, they have nothing to gain, but you also remember, I live my life as this. I live my life as I do unto others as I want done unto me. So I believe in good karma. I believe in doing good. I believe in like, yeah, you know what? If somebody, here put it this way. If I have a channel and somebody else and I help somebody else and they try to take my spot, that means that I need to work harder so that won't happen. Because if I don't have something to push me to make me be better, then I'm just going to be the same complacent person, just doing what I'm bare minimum and not looking out to be better.
Right. You know, I look at it like this, right? It's, to me, it's one of those actions speak louder than words, right? And I, you know, and you always, a lot of us don't know what's going on in a lot of motovloggers' personal lives because, you know, a lot of people keep things separate, right? Like, you know, I don't expect Jake or whatever, you know, I'm just using big names that everybody knows, Jake the Garden Snake, to just be able to drop some shit at that, you know, or whatever, at the drop of a dime, because he has a wife and he has a daughter, you know, he has kids, he has things he has to worry about. It's different than, you know, somebody like me who can just go wherever the fuck I want to go or take a 2-week trip somewhere and just not really give a shit. But I think when you start to see people that have influence or that have a bigger voice, right? When you see them start to take steps to do something that doesn't help them in any form or fashion, right? It doesn't put money in their pocket. It doesn't give them any kind of status or whatever. I think when you see that, then that's when you notice, like, okay, maybe this dude is a really good dude. Like, that's why I created the whole fucking motovlogger hangout, which is what we do once a month. It's going good. I mean, the numbers have definitely dropped off from the first one, but every month, you know, we try to meet up at a bar, dude, and just hang out and be fucking people, right? We're not motovloggers in a parking lot at some dealership getting ready to go on some fucking 30-mile ride, right? We're not over here standing with fucking this dude because he got a bunch of subs and trying to fucking get in his network, so I'm bugging the shit out of him all over the goddamn parking lot. This is just people coming out and hanging out and just being people, right? And I think we need more of that. You know, I would hope that a lot of people would take heed to that and be like, you know what? Well, I'm in this area and nobody's doing shit. Hey, for all you son of bitches out here in the blase blah area, come on out to this place and this and that. And you know, but I think there's certain bigger channels who would only do that shit if they have some kind of backroom deal going on, right? You know what I mean? They're getting something from it. They're, you know, and then they're fucking out creating t-shirts, like, and that's one thing I don't ever want to do. Like, I have my t-shirts that I make, cool, but I don't want to make like a SoCal Motovlogger Hangout t-shirt. You know what I mean? Because I'm always critical about people who do shit that requires the help of the community to make it what it is, but they're turning around selling shirts or decals, and it's like, well, where does that money go? It's not like I'm seeing a big fucking boost in cool shit to do now. It's not like you went out and took the money from your shirts and rented a fucking wheelie machine, so you got some company out there and that, you know, everybody's learning how to wheelie, right? You don't see that. That's like that's where, you know, YouTubers are not necessarily writers, dude. I mean, there are writers who are YouTubers, but what you see from bigger channels has nothing to do with motorcycle riding. It's mainly about money. Support me, buy my shit, come to my meetup, X, Y, and Z, and that's it. And it's just sad, dude. Go ahead.
I want to see this real quick. Even with our meetup that we're doing, even with our meetup that we're doing, I wanted to kind of point this out. It's one of the things that we spoke about as well here in New York, that we're doing our meetup. We want to make sure it was kind of fun, unique. We're not bringing anything for people to kind of buy or anything like that. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with people selling merch or having stickers and stuff. That's cool, man. I think it's a good way to support your channel and stuff like that. And if it works for you, it works for you. Not everybody's in that same boat. We're actually talking because even some of my channel sponsors, they sent out stuff. They sent out a lot of cool stuff. And I want to give to the people that, because I want to show, to me, I want to show the appreciation. I don't have a lot of people, but the few that watch it, I really appreciate it. So I thought it would be a great gesture to actually bring stuff for people instead. Because I think, you know, if anybody could take 10 minutes out of their day to watch a video from me, like, you know, goofing off or chilling, I appreciate it. It's not a lot, but I think it's cool. So I think I feel like it's my turn to give back, because a lot was given to me. And I'm not going to front like I don't make anything. I got some money from YouTube. I got some pretty good deals and stuff like that. So it might not be huge, but I did. So I feel like in order to, I'm not saying that other people don't, but I feel like it would be dope to give back and do something different. I wanted to bring instead of having my hand out. So that was me. That's what we're going to do on Saturday, June 10th, man. We're going to go out there and have a good time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it also with some of the people that sell stuff. I mean, everybody has their own, like you said, some people have their, that's how they feed their family and stuff like that. And it has to be done. You know, it's business. So, you know, I respect everyone's hustle. That's one thing. No, go ahead.
Well, I'm saying the thing is this. When you're a big YouTube channel with 600,000 subs and all that, see, therefore your job is YouTube. There's a difference. I mean, I only got 13 people on mine. I got to work a job to be able to provide for my family and do YouTube on the side.
Right.
Now, if I had the opportunity to gain $100,000 a year, and all I got to do is sit at home and say, okay, what can I do today for a video? You know what? I'm going to go down and get a pool and then put a bunch of shit in there and just drive my bike in there and make a YouTube channel and pay about it. And bam, I'll make more money. So, you know, you got time to sit there. You know what? Let me say, if I go to like 6'4" Honda, he went and got fucking 1,000 cups, stacked them up, and ran through them. You know, I'm sitting there saying to myself, that was the dumbest shit ever, because, you know what?
You can't say that.
Cups, listen, paid for it because he got them for free.
I have to stop you, man. I mean, like I said, you said you're just starting out. You're just experiencing a lot of this stuff. One thing I will tell you, I made this mistake when I first started, and I think if you want to take my advice, you can. And if you don't have to neither. I don't know shit. But I can tell you one thing. When I first started, I would see, I have an art background, so I have a visual when I see things and the way I structure my videos and stuff like that. So when I watch people's videos, I'm like, that's okay. It was well done. But it wasn't well done, or it was well done, or there's pops there, there's noise, whatever. But as I went deeper into this, doing more videos, learning, seeing other people, I think I've grown a lot and appreciate everyone. Even though some of the videos I don't watch, some people I don't sub to, some people I don't think that they're great content creators, and that's just me being real. But I appreciate what they do because I have a clear understanding of the work and the effort that goes even into a bad video or mediocre video to an amazing video. There is a process and there's work. So I think it might take you a little bit, but you're gonna realize that eventually that it works, man. I mean, like I said, there's some channels I'm not a big fan of, but I can appreciate what they do because I know the effort that goes behind it. And that will take you a long way, man. That has changed a lot for me, to be honest.
But I do agree with you.
You're trying to tell me.
Oh, go ahead.
So you try to tell me if, say, Wendy's came to you and say, hey, we like your channel. We want you to take 1,000 cups and do whatever you want to do with them. And you sit there and say, you know what? Thank you, Wendy's. I'll do that. And they say, well, here, let me pay you a little bit extra on that for doing that. How much do you think they can think of? I mean, that's like, it's a little different when you spend your money for 1,000 cups. But you get them free and they pay you for it. I mean, it's really no brainer. It's not really hard. There's really no creativity in that. It's not like you worked a 12-hour job and then came home and you sat about it and you thought about, you know what, I'm going to make this quality video, even though I'm tired, and you do it, and you only get a few views. But yeah, if you already have established channel, you already have sponsors, and all your job is to do is sit and think about what to do. You know, I mean, I just don't get it sometimes.
Yeah, but you're oversimplifying what this person is doing. So let's think about it this way. Let's say they did come to you and say, here's a billion cups. You can do whatever you want. One, it's the channel's responsibility to come up with something very creative, or at least if you're in the million, you're in 600,000, maybe you might want to talk to some creative people. I have a big deal. I want to create something very unique or something that's real good. I'm not saying what's good or what's bad. It's all relative, right? It's up to you to actually structure that. But then again, the person has to buy equipment, right? You're thinking about it. They're just thinking of a video and then they're driving through cups. They have to buy equipment. They have to take the time. They have to drive to set. They have to set all that up, make sure it's done properly. There's a lot that goes into it. I'm telling you, even if it's a small video or a short video, there's a lot that goes into a lot of these productions. I mean, again, it's relative what's good and what's bad. Again, I appreciate everybody. Whether it's a good video, bad video, I know what it takes to do one. I've done good videos. I've done horrible videos. I've done videos I don't think that are that great, and I deleted them. So, like I said, it's up to them. And I think once you start seeing that structure, that alone in itself, if you like, my arsenal of GoPros alone is almost $2,000 of just that alone for me to shoot videos. And I'm a small channel. To me, I value quality and great production highly for me. Just for me, I just feel good when I know I did something that's to the standard that I like, not what I'm going to get out of it, kind of thing.
So let me ask you this: what would you rather have? Would you rather have a decent video with good content, with really good, solid, nice, just content, or would you rather have a high production video with the worst content ever? Which one would you choose if you had to sit and watch a video?
Well, I'd rather pick the mediocre content with the lesser quality, as long as it's a good content. That's what matters. Content is king. Again, that has nothing to do with anything. You have people that doesn't spend a lot of money and their videos are okay, but entertainment factor is very high, so you can't say that. But that goes hand in hand.
That's why I was saying about the cups. That's why I was saying about the cups. The cups, where it's a good quality video, he did this and that, but the content was stupid. Now, had he took those 1,000 cups and took it to a homeless shelter and gave people something to drink, that's good content. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
even though you were a big champion.
But that's relative, though. You're saying for him to do something that you think will be an amazing idea. I don't disagree. I think that's something cool too. But think about it. He's in the millions. His audience, he knows his audience, right? We're talking about age bracket of 16 to 18, 19. Which 16-year-old you're going to want to see a guy go through a homeless shelter to give cups? That's going to think it's dope. It's going to be lit.
Right, it's the
Or are you
same.
going to...
It's the same group of people that want to see us fucking rage on cars, break mirrors, fucking crash, and do all that other shit. But that's the problem. See, the problem is these people are glorified, right? These people are, or you know, compilation channels, etc., etc. It's taking away from what I believed motovlogging used to be, right? Which, you know, we're getting away from just writing and interacting. Now we got to go out and all one up each other because that's the only way we're going to grow our channel. If you don't want to grow your channel that way, just fucking crash or do some stupid shit, hand it off to a compilation channel, bam, you're at 20 fucking thousand subs in 3 months or whatever, right? Like, you do that shit, right? But yes, I mean, at the end of the day, this is why I say it's not a community. It's a bunch of individuals deciding to go out and do shit. And my whole thing is, I could give a fuck less what people do on their channel. So, I mean, I don't care what they do as long as they take that fucking cycle cruiser route. I'm sorry, to me, he is one of the most, like, that dude got more respect than any other motherfucker that ride a motorcycle on YouTube. Why? Because he don't fuck with nobody. He don't got to answer to nobody. He don't be asking for shit. You know what I'm saying? Cycle Cruiser does his own fucking thing. He stays in his lane. You don't see him meeting up with people. But to me, when you start to involve other people into your bullshit, then yes, you have to take people's criticism. You have to be able to listen to somebody else. But that's the thing. Everybody's so fucking me, but they're not shit without you. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I'll never forget too. It's like, I wouldn't be where I'm at without the people that come in and hang out in these hangouts, the ones who come and watch my channel, the ones who hit subscribe, the ones who hit like, the ones who all that shit. I'm nowhere without those people. And there is a certain point where, you know, that number moves for everybody. But there's a certain point where people stop giving a fuck and it's just me. I'll abuse the system or take advantage until I can no longer do that. And I'm sorry, I mean, usually people get annoyed after a while, like, because you gotta understand, most writers who are also vloggers don't like bigger channels. Why? Because we initially started, right? We initially started watching these people and thought there was good content, and okay, it's pretty enjoyable. And then once you started vlogging, you became what they are. I mean, as far as, like, you know, it's like you loved watching Michael Jordan play basketball, but now that you on the court, you like, oh shit, well shit, my job now is to take down Mike. You know what I mean? Like, and you look at Mike because you're now a player in the game. You're no longer sitting in the bleachers watching a fucking idol or whatever. And so that's why you see a lot of bigger, a lot of vloggers over time start to distance themselves from these channels because they realize the shit that they're putting out is bullshit or whatever it may be, or, you know, it's just shit that I've noticed. But
don't you think they have responsibility?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you think that the bigger channels have okay, here's the thing. The bigger channels, I feel like, have to have responsibility for what the stuff they put out. If Yami Noob goes around saying, you know what, I want to make a channel about knocking people's mirrors off, then everybody who watches him, who looks up to him, is going to say, you know what, I'm going to do just like he did. I'm going to start knocking mirrors off. And then you'll have, like, all these videos of people knocking mirrors off. And then when these people go to jail or these people get in trouble, they're like, well, Yami Noob did this. And they're like, you'd be like, well, no, I didn't tell you to do it. Just because I did it don't mean you do it. But I feel like that they have responsibility. If anything.
Anyway, I gotta say this, guys. I know we're kind of diving deep into the specifics of each channel. Each channels are individuals, guys. So
right.
Everybody do their own thing. So you can't, like I said, it's all relative. What's good and bad. At first, like I said, when I first start, over time, you're gonna learn. It's like, oh, this person's okay. They have their audience. They like what they do. So it is what it is. You can't, that's what it is.
Right.
So,
hey,
but to speak on that, I just wanted to say one more thing. One channel that I really liked during the motovlogging time was M13. Okay. Him as an individual, I don't know him. Okay, all I know is when you watch him a little bit, he's a little full of himself, but that's just his personality, and that's fine. Everybody's different, not a big deal. But what I really enjoyed about his body of work was the fact that he allowed you to experience a place, culture without ever being there, and the factor
Right.
here brought everybody together is the fact that he was on a bike, a scooter. I thought that was really dope, and his channel has fallen to the wayside ridiculously, right? I mean, everybody has surpassed him. Um, and I don't think he never really upped the quality of his videos or anything like that. Like right now in this space is very different. When you look at his channel and any of the newer channels, it's like, wow, okay, quality is a little. But the thing about him, I think I enjoyed a lot. Is the fact that you were able to experience. Was it Taiwan? Is what is that?
Yeah, I believe so.
See the
Like
roads, the people, and things like that. I think that was an amazing part of moto vlogging or motorcycling and stuff like that. And I think that's lost a certain place. I think everyone rides in their hood and do their traditional thing. I think it's a little different now, but his stuff was really dope. You really got to experience a different place and see.
right, I got you. Hey, real quick, caller, I appreciate you calling in, man. We do have another caller that just called in. What was your name again? I mean, you throw your channel out there. I'll definitely come check you out, man. Seems like you.
My channel is Kaoi Katana. It's basically a dual channel between me and my wife.
Oh, that's what's up.
Because we both ride. So.
Okay, all right. Well, shout out to you. I appreciate the call, man.
People.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right.
Peace.
Deuce.
All right, man.
Well, yeah.
See, I like a good fruitful conversation. I mean, granted, we could have keep going and keep going and keep going, but I appreciate this next call to call in right here. 330, you live on the air. What up?
Moss Man.
What's
That's
good?
from the Dirty 330.
Dirty 330. Man, that's a deep voice you got there, sir. You know, hold on. I can do that too.
Sorry about that.
It's all good though. Who is this? What's your name?
Looks
Where you
like
calling
moved.
from?
2 men, 1 cup.
Who's
Ohio.
this? Ohio. Okay.
Ohio.
What's going on, man? Got a question?
Um,
Got a statement? Something?
what was you think of going across those parks, man?
Oh, I wasn't thinking shit when I went across them. It was as I was coming off of them, I guess, is when my brain finally probably registered what the fuck was going on. But I just wasn't because people were like, what the fuck? And I'm like, honestly, it was one of those things where I was turning sharper, or my lean angle was too steep for the corner I was in, and I wasn't looking where I was at. I was looking where I was allegedly going. Kind of, I know it kind of looked like I was getting ready to change lanes, but I wanted to stay in that left lane. But I was looking toward the light, the intersection, to make sure that there's no cars and all that other bullshit. But yeah, that's a butt pucker moment. Yeah.
Yeah, those things are, at least around our area, those are ceramic and they're slippery as shit.
Yeah, they're the same here, but I think here in California they're gonna get rid of them. Somebody had posted some link to some shit where California's looking to get rid of them, but they're gonna replace them with those fucking reflectors, which are like they're like trapezoid shape or whatever. Yeah, those are even worse.
Yeah.
So you have any good questions for us, man?
I'd love to get with you on that clutch on that expressway ride, man. That's some good stuff, man. I love that.
Which one? The night ones that I do?
Yeah, the night ones on the expressway. That's just, I tell you what, man, that's good stuff.
Yeah, man, we have some good times out there, man. I love doing night videos for a few reasons. I feel like night vlogs or night motorcycle videos are neglected a little bit. Maybe people are afraid of the video not coming out right. I think they're a challenge to make sure you get clear footage in the middle of the night, and I think seeing the city light up is amazing. So I think that's one thing I think people try to avoid. I always try to take challenging paths. I don't know why. But that's my tip to anybody that's doing it. You think you have a small channel, find something that nobody else is doing it and make something out of it, man. So I do like riding at night, and I think it's tough to get good footage at night. So, but I've been pretty lucky, I guess. Or maybe I know what I'm doing.
Good stuff, man. Like I said, it's really, really good. But my issue with both you guys. I have issue. I'm shots fired.
Okay.
Red, you got to come off with some of that brisket.
No.
And Clutch, if I show up, man, I got to have some burgers or something, man. Come on.
Clutch, you over there with some burgers? Wait, what you holding out on burgers?
Yo, I just be going out eating all the time. I'm always dining
All right,
out.
man. I just wanted to holler at you.
All right, brother. I appreciate you calling in, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right, brother. Peace.
Yep. Bye.
No brisket. Ain't nobody getting no goddamn brisket. Plus, who the fuck gonna sit here with me for fucking 12 to like 18 hours while that bitch is cooking? Really though, I'm saying, who gonna hang out with me and be like, whatever?
I'm good money, man. If I'm there, I'm chilling.
Well, if you come all the way out here, you ain't really got nowhere else to fucking go per se. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've gotten so many invites of coming across, man. It's just with work and then keeping up with the YouTubes and everything else. It's so much, man. I have to make my way out because there's a lot of people getting on me about coming out to them, and I'm actually pretty honored and happy that people are feeling comfortable enough to invite me in their space, man. So that's pretty dope. So,
yo, let me ask you this: what's the furthest you've been away from New York City on a motorcycle? On a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle. Shit. I know my boy and I, as Pena, has nearly crossed state a couple of times because we've ridden at least 600 miles in one day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about going through the city, leaving in the city, and then going through
some roads and stuff.
Back roads, going to the mountains, and then having barbecue. So it just gets crazy out here. I'm telling you, the roads are amazing. If we had it all year round, this would be the place.
No, the reason I was asking is because I mean, even for me, it's hard to give or to go like fucking 500 miles up to San Francisco. Granted, that's like what? Wait, is it 500? Yeah, it's like 500, but that's a straight shot. You take the coast, it's like an extra 100 miles out of the way. But it's even hard for me to go 500 miles north of California, let alone
need a naked bike, man.
3,000 miles over there to New York City. Like, oh, that shit, man, that's fucking far. I'll fly there. Calvin Katana, appreciate the $10, man. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the call, man. Definitely got to call in.
Thing, man.
Do what now?
I say I love the super chat thing.
Yeah, super chat's dope, man. I was watching some fucking gamer last night. He was like, "Hey, such appreciate the 20." He's playing the game. He looked over. Hey, biggest donation of the night, $100. Appreciate that. And all of a sudden, I looked over and I was like, "No fucking way!" Somebody donated $2,000.
Yeah, you know what I think? What I like about it is just that initially when super chat started, I thought, okay, it's an interesting concept, and I think moto vloggers always get into binds where their bike was dropped or got damaged. And I thought it would be dope. Let's say if you do a live stream, it's like, oh, guys, this is what I'm going to need. This is my parts list or whatever. And you're showing the bike and stuff. Instead of having a crash video, you could be showing off the bike because what happened. If you have a following, that is, and people can actually really contribute instead of even doing those fun me stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of, and people can actually really contribute. I think it's dope. Again, some of these things, it's all based on an individual. You know what I mean? If you're not an habitual person that's always asking, get your hand out, it's different. But I think it's a dope thing that people can actually contribute and support somebody that they appreciate and like that.
Yeah, and I would hope that eventually those who do right by people, those who take care of the fans and the viewers and stuff, and not just a gimme, buy my shit kind of mentality. I would hope over time that our personalities or whatever rubs off to those, and then when they become vloggers or riders, that they take they take interest and that they take good advice, right? Getting the gear, learning how to ride, et cetera, and then if they turn around and become that channel that, you know, catches that wild hair up its ass, and next thing you know, 6 months in it, they're like 30K subs, that they would then turn around and try to help those that were in their position 6 months ago. You know what I mean? But there is definitely some good dudes out there, you know, that are actually trying to work with people, man. I knew a guy who actually, which was stupid as shit. Don't get me wrong. I was like, dude, you're a dumbass. But it was cool. He actually met up with a subscriber and let his subscriber ride or learn how to ride on his bike, just one-on-one. And fucking was like, yeah, dude, I got crash cage. We're good. You know what I mean? So even if the dude dropped the bike, you know, the bike was protected and shit. But, you know, I was like, dude, that's fucking stupid, man. That dude could have, like, looped it and been all kinds of fucked up or whatever. But, you know, something to that nature, it's like...
It's a different approach.
Right. I've always had this mentality, and I'm going to be real with you, dude, is that if I'm out here winning... everybody around me should be winning to their, you know, to some extent. Granted, I can't make everybody subscribe to all my friends, but definitely you gonna know who they are. These people are such a big part of my life that I just can't push them to the wayside and be like, well, sorry, dude, I can't fuck with you no more, man. I'm over here in the 100K crew now, so I'm only fucking with everybody 100K and up. You know what I mean? But we'll definitely see where vlogging goes, man. If YouTube keeps going south and people start losing more and more money. Yes, it is Cowie Brock. He did that. T-Town Girl. Thank you. But if I totally forgot what the fuck. Oh yeah, if monetization starts not happening for YouTube, man, I think you'll see a big change in YouTube, man. Or as far as moto vloggers, you'll finally start to find out who are the people that do it for fun. People who love to make content, right? True content creators. That's who you'll see. And the ones that start disappearing real quick are the ones you realize, oh, they're in it for the other reason. Okay, I got you.
But here's a good thing, I think. Earlier I touched base on Ebe, and then he's doing new deals and stuff like that. I think when you look at somebody like that, and you look at somebody like Chase on Two Wheels, their channels are not their channel or brand is not solely based on YouTube. I think they actually have a solid group of people that enjoy their content that can translate on YouTube or off YouTube, and I think that's a very powerful thing. I think very few people has reach that pinnacle where it's like, yo, man, I'm gonna be at this spot, I'm only doing it there, and everybody's gonna follow. I think there's a handful of people that can still do that could probably do that. I think you have your Baker would do that easily because he has a genuine following. But like I said, it's changing. I think if you're gonna be in vlogging, you have to be a business savvy person, not just shirt and stickers. I've said this a lot to my buddy the Fobra, is that you can't be a shirt and sticker guy. You need to be a business oriented person that understands the structure of how things work, of what you could do with branding, right? Not just shirt and stickers. Yes, that's good. That's good money too, but I think you have to look a little further ahead, because now the people that we'll take, for example, Philip DeFranco. I don't know if you know Chameleonaire, right?
They see me. Wait. Is that the dude? Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, Chameleonaire. Yeah.
Well, Maker Studios, right, which was bought by Disney. That was owned in part with Chameleonaire and Philip DeFranco and Shatry Carl. There's a few of them kind of, again, these people are looking ahead of just monetized money.
Wait, they owned, or they were partnered? I mean, not like
they initially started that setup, and then Disney put it out for millions and millions.
Right.
See what I'm saying? There, you have to kind of set up. Even if you're watching very very smart moves, somebody like, I mean, I don't want to keep on bringing the same name up, but if you see somebody doing awesome things, you have to kind of recognize it, unless you're kind of dumb. Chase is, outside of him doing his moto-vlogging, his build series, he's doing his own clothing brand as well. You see 6 Foot doing the same thing. He has his Aim High clothing. He's stepping out of the realm of just
Air Force ripoff. I'm sorry, man. I'm prior service member, dude.
But, you know, it's still, you know, whether or not, I mean, that's a other conversation, but I'm saying they're still stepping in other realms of diversifying what's going to happen, or maybe this might not work later on, but I know I'm still good. So these people are real business people now. You know what I'm saying? Not just some guy on a motorcycle. And I think you got to respect that.
No, that is true. I mean, but
A
unfortunately,
lot of dudes on bikes yelling, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't know.
yeah, a lot of people won't reach out until somebody reaches out to them. I mean, granted, I know I could probably get way more whatever from whomever company, but you know, it's not why I'm doing this. You know, YouTube keeps me sane in a lot of ways. Doing these hangouts keep me sane. You know, like, you know, hanging out Thursday night with fucking Hot Wheels, listen to his punk ass fucking bitch complain about his fucking Jixer. Just saying, Jixer sucks. Anyways, Team Yamaha. And then, you know, the other guys live, and then, you know, doing this and that. This is my outlet. You know, I don't care to make a lot of money or anything behind this, but if it does land me on a fucking FM channel, great. Right? If it only ends up with me just constantly entertaining some certain people or interacting with side chat people, hey, I'm totally happy with that. You know, you got to find what makes you happy in life, but you know, unfortunately, some people are snakes and some people are good. You got good people, you got bad people, etc. Fucking etc. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Goddamn.
Yeah, I keep your circle small. Me personally, I started doing this. People probably ask or probably don't know anyway, because like I said, my channel is tiny, man, so people don't know. Initially, I started doing this as a creative outlet because I have a creative background, even for professional work. So I like telling visual storytelling. I know it's probably a strong suit, at least on my channel. I try to make that be a key thing, but then again, like I said, that's not what's popping. That's not the main thing. So, but I'm probably not going to change that structure because I do love doing it. I do love producing stuff and just nitpick and improving over time and stuff like that. So that's really my channel in a nutshell, I think. So,
right, I got you.
Yeah, man.
Well, you know what, Mike? I'm gonna let you go, man. I know it's late out there, bro. It's like 5 a.m, probably, where the sun's coming up over there. East Coast.
It's 12:22, baby.
Exactly, it's 5 a.m. over there. Man, you know, if you ever get a chance, come out here. You know, that'd be awesome. And definitely, if I ever get your way, man, I'm gonna have to come out there and say what's up, dude, for sure. Because actually, you'd be the only son bitch I really know past like Tennessee.
Nah, you good, man. You're out here. You don't have to worry about it, man. I got you. So
yeah, that's I had to fuck around and find one of them real cheap flights in New York one of them days. I'm just scrolling through and I'm like, oh shit, $250 round trip. Psh, go ahead and put that $250 down.
You ain't gonna find $250, that's for sure.
You don't think so?
Nah.
All right, hold on, man. I gotta. Let's see. Where we going? Let's go to Expedia. Not exit porn. Flights. LAX. So wait, what airport am I going to?
You can go to JFK.
JFK. Oop, not JKF. God damn it. JF. Okay.
Yeah, you can head out to JFK too.
JFK. Let's look at. We'll go middle of June. Let's see, on a Wednesday. Come back on a Wednesday. You know, you got to fly middle of the week. All right, here we go. Flight searching. Let's see what we got. Come on, man. It can't be that. I mean, big city to big city, bro. Ooh.
Yeah. Tell me what that is. What that say?
I'm seeing, all right, 450.
One way though. Right?
Nah, that's round trip. That's round trip.
Right.
It's like 450. God damn, no.
Yo, I'm gonna come out your way though, man. But I need to make sure I have a dope bike though. You know me, I gotta have a dope bike though.
I mean, I don't know anybody out here with some Ducatis. I mean, you can rent one, but at Ducati prices, you probably looking at a couple $100 a day, man.
Yeah, we might have to make that happen, man. You know I gotta roll fly.
Man, I'm just saying, look, dude, there's always somebody got a Grom they can probably lend you, or
oh shit,
or like a Ninja 300. I almost said 350. Wow. But anyways, man, before I let you go, man, go ahead and people in the side chat, his information is in that doobly-doo down below. You know, that comment section. That's where his stuff is. So go ahead and click that link. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, subscribe. Want to appreciate and thank all the callers who called in tonight. You guys make the show. But before we let you go, man, you got any shameless plugs out there you want to go ahead and toss besides your the meetup ride? Throw that out there one more time for me.
Oh yeah, yo, we're gonna be doing the meetup ride, and if you guys are watching this, man, you guys gotta give my fair lady, beautiful lady, give her a sub if you don't mind. I appreciate that because she put up with a lot of my shit and helps with my channel a lot. Where I could be taking her out, doing things, I'm editing, cutting stuff for you guys. Her channel is Life with Anna B. So hit that up and drop her a sub, man, and say, yo, Mike sent me from the Clutchers channel. She's going to be like mad excited. But outside of that, I'm not usually that serious, man. I usually ride around in a Ducati through New York, doing my thing, having a good time, and showing people around the good eats, the roads. And if you enjoy those type of videos, man, please hit me up.
All right, information about the ride.
Oh, yeah. Ride's going to be Saturday, June 10th. We're going to meet up in Harlem. Kickstand up's going to be at 8:30. Then we're going to end it there after riding through the West Side Highway, Brooklyn Bridge, and seeing all of the major spots in New York City. And then we're going to go to Spiegel. We're going to eat there. We're going to give away dumb stuff from sponsorship from my channel. So shirts, if you like stickers, you can have that. There's Quad Lock. That's part of my channel sponsor. Motivation USA also. Sent some goodies. So we got like a bag of stuff that we're going to give out to people. And just to show appreciation, man. So looking forward to give that stuff out. And I think it's going to be pretty dope to show appreciation to the people that watch me muck around on a damn bike.
For sure, guys. So make sure you check out Clutch first. His Instagram is right there. His YouTube channel link is in the bottom. Make sure you go check out Aid's channel. She good peoples. I ain't never met her, but she good peoples. I believe she good peoples. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us tonight, man. Make sure you do all the shit I just fucking said because I'm repeating myself. And we'll catch you next Wednesday right here on the Red One Motovlogger, Red One Radio. Okay, I'm trying to get my shit together. Try to get this outro right. Make sure you check in next Wednesday for Red One Radio, where I'll have guests H3H3 Ethan. No, I'm kidding, dude. I wish I did. I wish I could pull somebody that big. That shit would be dope, though. But nah, it'll be a surprise. It's usually always a surprise until right before the show goes down. But yeah, make sure you guys tune in next week, man, and we'll see you this Friday for the Other Guys Live. We will be starting late. We're gonna be about an hour and a half late because Ghost Ninja's ass is on the way back from Seattle, and I got a DJ bike night at Cycle Gear, so I ain't gonna be home till around 9 p.m. So it'll be late. It'll be starting around this time or about 30 minutes prior. So we'll see you guys this Friday, Other Guys, man. With that being said, peace.
You sure can get a sandwich, Mothman.